This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
Welcome to Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, the U.S. News & World Report's #1 engineering school in the United States that offers a master's as its highest degree for 18 consecutive years. Rose-Hulman, where you come to find yourself. Find yourself through personal growth, through personal development, through study, research, and invention. Rose-Hulman, your home for academic and athletic excellence.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
And welcome to Hulbert Arena and the campus of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology for this evening's ball game. And it's a big one, folks. The #1 team in the HCAC, Anderson, is in town. They're 13-3 and 15-8 overall, and they'll take on Rose-Hulman, which finds itself fourth in the HCAC with an 11-5 record and 14-9 overall. So this one will determine kind of how things line up for the conference tournament. I want to remind you, the top 6 teams in the conference have been selected as to which teams will play in the conference tournament, but what has not been decided is where the seeding will place these teams in order of the tournament. Again, 6 teams, which means the bottom 4 will play each other in the opening round. In that second round, teams that are ranked #1 and #2 in the regular season will have a bye the first round, but they will play in the quarterfinals. Again, right now, Anderson is leading the conference with an 13-3 record. Manchester is second. Hanover is third, and Rose-Hulman is tied with Hanover with the same record, but right now Hanover is the lead because of wins and losses in head-to-head competition. Transylvania would be 5th, and Franklin brings up as #6 in the conference standings right now. And again, Franklin will get that #6 bid or 6-team bid. Mount St. Joe, Earlham, Bluffton, and Defiance will not make the conference tournament this year. So we've selected the top 6, but these final 2 ball games of the regular season will determine which teams will end up playing each other. And especially you want to be in that either that #1 or #2 slot. And for Rose-Hulman, they have a chance, an outside chance at the #1 slot if they would win the final 2 and Anderson would lose. But at the same time, you can only do what you're capable of. They need to win Rose-Hulman needs to win the last 2 ball games to see if they have a shot for either second place or first place in the HCAC. Again, Rose-Hulman can gain significant ground in its HCAC tournament seeding hopes with a victory tonight. The Fighting Engineers could reach the #1 or #2 seed with 2 wins this week and some help, and that help is going to mean they'll need Anderson to be defeated in their final ball game of the regular season to have a shot at that #1 seed, and also that shot at the #2. Again, the #1 and #2 will have a bye the opening round of the HCAC tournament. And for Rose-Hulman coming into this ball game, Miles McGowan averaged 21 points a game his last 2 ball games this last week and 11.5 rebounds. He was named the conference player of the week. Again, he set career highs with 24 points and 15 rebounds in Saturday's win over Defiance. Max Chaplin leads Rose-Hulman in scoring with a 13.9 points per game clip, followed by McGowan at 12.8 points. Terry Hicks, who's been out of commission for a little while, is warming up, and that's a good sign for Rose-Hulman. He averages 9.9 points a game, and Bradley Harden averages 9.6. Again, they're nearly double figures, but they don't have that. Anderson leads the HCAC in standings and can clinch no worse than a first place bye in the 6-team HCAC tournament with a win tonight. So if Anderson would win, they get a bye in the opening round of the tournament. If they win the last two, they're guaranteed to host the tournament at Anderson. The Ravens could also clinch the HCAC regular season championship with a win and a loss by Manchester tonight. Anderson and Manchester square off in the final game of the regular season on Friday. So if Rose-Hulman would win and then Manchester would upset, again, all of these things are subject to change with wins or losses in the top four teams. And that means everything is going to be really tight going into the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference tournament. And that tournament is hosted by the winner of the regular season. So we really don't even know where the tournament's going to be hosted at this point. Again, it's going to be determined by the ball game today and or ball games that are happening tonight, let me say that, over the conference, and also the regular season finale on Saturday. And again, Anderson holds its own destiny. If they would win both ball games, they would host the tournament, and everyone would travel to Anderson for that tournament. Great opportunity for Rose-Hulman tonight, though. If they can win this game and the last one, they have a chance to move up in those standings. And moving up in those standings is crucial. Whoever gets the second place team in the tournament also will have a bye. They don't get to host, but they don't have that opening round game. So this ball game has added significance in what's going on, and we'll see what's going to happen with this. We're glad you've joined us here on Indiana Sports Network. About 8 minutes till we get set with the national anthem and starting lineups, and we'll be ready for all that action tonight. We're our sponsors of tonight's game are Goshen H&R Block, Great Dane, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Mossy Oak Properties, Riddell National Bank, Sponsler Insurance, and York Automotive. And with that, we'll pause for our pregame break. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
Protect the things that matter most to you. Brian Sponsler, localizing 25 years of insurance experience to bring you and your family better coverage for less. Brian Sponsler Insurance for auto, home, life, and business.
XLH Sports, the undisputed leader in Indiana high school sports, is proud to be associated with the Indiana Sports Network. XLH Sports, check it out today.
4 years ago, I drove my daughter to Riddell National Bank, where she opened her savings account. Today, she's still saving money. My relationship with Riddell is better than ever, too. No other bank focuses on relationships as much as they do. I can count on them for small business loans when I need them. Riddell National Bank helps small business owners and their families grow, both financially and personally. Riddell National Bank, making friends since 1885.
There is a greatness inside of you, a passion, a strength, a determination. So embrace it. Embrace the greatness that you bring to everything you do. Embrace the idea that you can do work that makes an impact, work that keeps the country moving forward and our economy strong. Because not everyone has what you have, and that's exactly what connects you to all of us at Great Dane. There's greatness inside of you. Are you ready to embrace it?
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
And welcome back to Rose-Hulman at the Hulbert Arena and John Muchner Court for this evening's crucial HCAC battle between Rose-Hulman and the Anderson Ravens. Again, when we look at potential starting lineups for this evening, for Rose-Hulman last time out, they came up with freshman Kobe Stoudemeyer, who's from Jefferson, Indiana, and he's had an outstanding season, been able to really run the point guard position and really solidify that position later in the season. He got some time early on and has really played well. Next will be number 3, Bradley Harden. Harden averages 9.6 points a game. He's from Alexandria, Virginia. In the third guard position, they brought on Willie Bowman, and Willie has really, as a senior, has really kind of stepped his game up here towards the end of his career and is playing very well. He's from Germantown, Ohio, and he stands in at 6 feet 3 inches tall. In the middle, Miles McGowan. He's a sophomore, 6'7", averages a 12.8 and 8.8 rebounds per game. And he is the leading scorer for Rose-Hulman the last couple ball games, averaging 21 points a game this last week and named the HCAC Player of the Week. Next in the middle, Simon Blair, who got the start this last week, and Simon had a great ball game as well, averaging 3.9 points a game and 4 rebounds a ball game. He's from Wagner, Oklahoma, and he stands in at 6 feet 7 inches tall. For the Anderson Ravens, the last time out for the Ravens, it was number 0. He's 6 feet 6 inches tall, Alex Hunt. He averages 7.6 points a game, and he's from Noblesville, Indiana. Number 5, that's a 6-foot junior guard, Jordan Gaddis. He averages 8.6 points a game. He's from Noblesville, Indiana. The other player that's playing on the inside, on the outside, is Camden Smith. He'll be wearing number 10, averages 14.8 points a game, and he's from West Lafayette, Indiana. Next is number 12. That's Tate Ivanko. He's the leading scorer for the Anderson Ravens coming in. He's at 17.9 points a game. He's the leading scorer, and he's from Valparaiso, Indiana. Next is number 42. He's a 6-foot 6-inch sophomore. That's Gavin Dowling, and he averages 6.7 points a game. He's from Greenwood. Anderson will go about 8 deep in their rotation. When we're looking at starting lineups and rotation, if you look at those top 8, they're the ones that have the most minutes throughout the season. And with those guys, again, two of their leading scorers average in double figures. The rest do not. Same thing with Rose-Hulman. They have 2 players in double figures, those being Miles McGowan. And when you look at Max Chaplin, he's literally the leading scorer when things are going on. And the Chaplins actually delivered cookies for us tonight here when we're broadcasting. So I have some of those treats to eat maybe on the way home. But Max has played very well down the stretch. He scores points. He's very active offensively, and hope we'll get a chance to see him play this evening. And again, those are the starters from our previous ball game this past week. If you're looking at this one, all records can be kind of thrown out because Anderson has played some very tight ball games. They've won the close ones. And if you're going to win a championship, you have to win those close ones. And so far, Anderson has done that. 4 of their ball games have come down to basically the last shot of the ball game wins it. And they've been fortunate enough to win those ball games. That's why they're in first place. The other 3 teams behind them, 1st through 4th, are virtually, game and a half or 2 games out of first. And again, this ball game, because Rose-Hulman is 4th place in a conference, but only 2 ball games behind, is going to be a big tale to tell basically what's going to happen with the conference tournament. And this conference tournament, again, will be hosted by the winning team of the conference regular season. And right now, Anderson is in the lead of the conference, and they have a 13-3 record, followed by Manchester at 12-4, Hanover and Rose-Hulman at 11-5. Those 4 teams have a chance to do some real damage. Transylvania comes in at 10-6, and Franklin at 9-7. And again, those top 4 teams, Rose-Hulman can control part of its destiny if they would win the ball game tonight. That could move them up in the standings and give them an opportunity. And again, Anderson and Manchester play each other this Saturday in what is right now contested would be either for sole control of first place or ultimately, we'll see what happens again with those ball games this evening with what happens with Manchester. Rose-Hulman is on a 5-game win streak. And with those 5 games, that's the longest win streak they've had throughout the entire season. And we're looking for, again, good basketball at the end of the season. And Coach Nick Sales has had these guys really playing well. And with that, we'll take a break, and we'll be right back with the starting lineups. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
You're watching college basketball on the Indiana Sports Network.
Grace Clinic Health Professional. Affordable, compassionate, comprehensive healthcare for the whole family. In Terre Haute and Greencastle.
Today's vehicles often require additional procedures such as computer scans for even simple repairs. This ensures that your crash avoidance system and distance sensors are functioning properly.
At Honey Creek Collision, we invest in the latest equipment and technology and provide continuing education for our technicians to ensure a high quality and safe repair.
Honey Creek Collision is a second-generation, family-owned and operated business that you can trust.
So when your insurance company asks, tell them you're going to Honey Creek Collision.
There was a time when your local pharmacy defined your community. Before the days of long lines and drive-through national chains, pharmacists gave your health personal attention, and you always met with a familiar face. Back then, your questions were always answered, even when you forgot to ask. In Brazil, Indiana, that friendly local pharmacy has always been Lynn's Pharmacy since 1872. We are a modern pharmacy with the latest technology, still deliver that old-fashioned, friendly personal service today. Experience the tradition with your family at Lynn's Pharmacy in downtown Brazil.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
All right, the national anthem has been sung. We're ready for the starting lineups. First of all, for Anderson. And the starting lineups again for Anderson. It's Alex Hunt, Jordan Gaddis, Camden Smith, Tate Ivanko, and Gavin Dowling. For Rose-Hulman, Cody Stoudemire, Bradley Harden, Willie Bowman, Miles McGowan, and Simon Blair. Just as the previous week's starters, same basic guys are in for both of these teams. Again, the leading scorer for Anderson, and you can keep your eye on number 12. That's Tate Ivanko. And the big fellow in the middle, Gavin Dowling, looks like he's going to step in. And we'll see as the teams shake hands right in the center of the court. And we'll be ready to start this one. 20 minutes up on the clock, and these two teams will vie to move and decide who's going to play in the HCAC tournament. McGowan steps in against Hunt. Tip is up and controlled by Anderson. Smith, Camden Smith with the basketball, puts it over to the left side there to Hunt, and they're going to feed it down low post to Dowling. Little jump hook in the middle of the lane. He gets that one to fall. It's 2-0, Anderson. Full court pressure being applied by the Ravens. Harden breaks it. He's over the 10-second line, and Stoudemire will start the offense. Working the zone defense is Anderson. Harden looks open for Stoudemire. They're going to give it up to Bowman. Feed inside to McGowan. McGowan in the post. He gets the ball knocked loose, and away comes Anderson. Hunt feeds over to the side. Driving is Smith. Doesn't find anybody. He's stuck in the corner, but he'll pull it back outside, and Hunt with the basketball. Again, the Ravens lead the HCAC. Dowling backing down again against McGowan. Gets him up in the air, doesn't fall, and the rebound comes out to Blair. Stoudemire to Blair, over to Harden. And Rose-Hulman trying to move that basketball and pierce the zone on the inside. Blair down a low post, open look for Bowman. He's up for three, can't get it, rebound, tipped out. McGowan saves it to Harden. Rotated, Stoudemire over to Bowman. Again, they're going to feed inside to Blair. He's going to drive down the lane. Little jump hook for him. He can't get it to fall, and the rebound comes out to Dowling. 18-15 left to go in the first half. We've just started. 2-0 is the score. Anderson with the lead. Smith. Gaddis held up, and they're going to feed Dowling. And Dowling's done a nice job of just backing down. 3-point shot up and good that time by Tate Ivanko, the sophomore from Valparaiso, Indiana. 5-0, Anderson with the lead. Harden with the basketball, working off of Blair's screen. They'll rotate it over. Bowman in the corner. Got it! It's a 3-point basket, but the score is 5-3. Anderson with the ball in the attack zone. It's Hunt looking outside to Ivanko. And Ivanko can really shoot it from the outside. Hunt, he'll take his shot from the outside. Hits just the backboard, and rebound comes out to Miles McGowan. Harden with the ball. Over to Bowman. Back to Harden. Bowman hit his second shot to put the 3 points on the board for Rose-Hulman. Bowman feeds inside. McGowan, open look. Harden pumped. He'll drive. 10-footer, puts it up in the end. The score's tied. Camden Smith with that ball. Puts it to Dowling. Looking for his Ivanko inside, and he puts it up. And that's Smith inside. And the junior from West Lafayette puts Anderson up by 2. Harden with the basketball. Feed down low post to McGowan. He gets his shot almost rejected, but it falls short, and a rebound comes out to the Ravens. Smith. And he'll set the offense for the Ravens over to the left side, and they've rotated it around to Ivanko. In the low post is Dowling. Outside to Hunt. He'll drive and kick it out. Good ball movement for Anderson. Potential travel there, and they didn't call it. Again, they're driving down the middle. He's going to have to shoot it. It's out of bounds. And with that, 1 second left on that shot clock. And we have substitutions into the ball game. Instant offense. Max Chaplin steps in. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s,
Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021,
Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
7-5 is our score, and again, the lead is for the Anderson Ravens right now. They'll have the basketball on the offensive end into the ball game. 22 is Bryson Huckabee. He'll inbound the ball. Ivanko for 3, doesn't get it off in time. Shot clock violation will give the ball back to Rose-Hulman. Also into the ball game is Fred Shropshire for Anderson. Willie Bowman with the basketball. Chaplin in the corner. Step fakes, gives it up to Blair in the low post. Back out to Max Chaplin. Chaplin to Bowman. Feeds down low. Miles McGowan goes up strong. Doesn't get the call. It hits the rim. Open look for Harden. And he puts it in. Bradley Harden, the junior from Alexandria, Virginia, scores and puts Rose-Hulman in the lead, 8-7. Outside is Mattingly. With the drive down the lane is Ivanko. Can't do anything. He'll turn around and shoot it up, and they're going to call the foul right away. And they're going to say it's 2 shots, and going to the line will be Ivanko. Folks, we want to thank our sponsors for today's game: Goshen H&R Block, Great Dane, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Mossy Oak Properties, Riddell National Bank, Sponsler Insurance, and York Automotive. Terry Hicks into the ball game. First time we've seen him in a little while. He's had a little bit of injury, and hopefully he gets to play through that and plays well today. 2 free throws are up and good by the Ravens. They take a 9-8 lead here with 15 minutes left to go in the first half. Harden with the basketball. Trying to do something with the zone. He's double teamed off the edge. Has it. Feeds to Hicks. Hicks drives in the lane. Nice little fadeaway. Drops it just a hair short. Misses his shot. It's 9-8. Anderson with the ball and the lead. Smith out to Ivanko. He'll put the 3 up, and he gets another one to fall. And you can see why he's leading Anderson in scoring. Tate Ivanko can really shoot the basketball. He's 6'4", sophomore from Valparaiso. Chaplin looking for it to Harden. Feeds down inside. Hicks with the drive. Doesn't get the call. McGowan with the rebound. Can't get it to go, and the rebound comes out to Mattingly. Shropshire hands it off to Smith. Smith over. Outside look and a shot up and good. He rims that one, rolls it around. It's Bryson Huckabee, the freshman from Freeland, Michigan. Timeout's been called by Rose-Hulman as Anderson takes a 15-8 lead.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
You're watching.
Well, Anderson shooting the ball very well. They're 5 for 7 from the floor, and with that 71% clip, they've just come out shooting the basketball very well. And they've rebounded well enough to keep Rose-Hulman off the offensive glass and scoring. Rose is now 3 of 10 from the floor, and Anderson at 5 out of 7 shots. And with those couple three-pointers as well. Bowman feeds inside, turnaround, shots up and good this time by Isaac Farnsworth, who checked into the ball game. 15-10's our score. Anderson with the basketball. Ivanko outside 3, doesn't get it to go. Rebound to Farnsworth. Chaplin with the drive, puts a shot up and in. He gets it to fall. 15-12. Rose-Hulman trails the Ravens. Hunt, he'll feed it over to Ivanko off the 3. Gaddis, who checks into the back into the ball game, and a turnover will give the ball back to Rose-Hulman. So a very good timeout called by Nick Sales. He settled down the troops, and all of a sudden 2 good looks at the basket, and it's 15-12. They cut that lead right down in a hurry. Into the Rose-Hulman lineup is Vuk Jurek, the 6'7 senior from Chicago, Illinois, as he checks in and will play the low post pivot. Feed to Jurek. Feed also to Terry Hicks, and he goes to the line as he's fouled on the shot. Foul is on Ivanko. His first, the team's first. Not very many fouls called on this, and a lot of physical play at both ends. And stepping in line again, Terry Hicks, a senior forward from Fishers, Indiana, cuts the lead down to 2. Transportation for Indiana Sports Network is provided by York Automotive with 5 locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. And Hicks misses the second attempt. Shropshire will bring the ball up the court. Handoff on the outside. Gaddis trying to use the screen. Back to Shropshire. Outside to Hunt. They're driving the lane. Potential walk. They threw it up from the outside. Can't get it to go, and rebound to Hicks. Rose-Hulman with the basketball, trailing by 2. Outside is Chaplin. Max feeds out to Harden. Back to Chaplin, open for 3. Can't get it to fall. Rebound comes out. A nice one by Gavin Dowling of Anderson. And Dowling's a load on the inside. He mismatches physically on everybody he's going to play against. Backing down and in a hook shot. Can't get it to go, and rebound to Chaplin. Gaddis took him clear down. With the drive and the shot and this, they're going to call offensive foul. They're going to take the bucket away as a hard take that time by Isaac Farnsworth goes in, but they call it off as the offensive foul is called. Anderson leads by 2. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools. We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstadter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
Your All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an All-Pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one All-Pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1, you are. You're #1 at York.
11:45 left to go in the first half. It's 15-13, and really not much difference other than at the line. And you're talking about free throws. Anderson 2 for 2, Rose-Hulman 1 for 2, and of course an extra 3-point basket for the Ravens gives them that 2-point lead, 15-13. Almost every other statistic is almost even at this time. Ivanko kicks it back outside, and Gaddis will try to set it up. Huckabee to Mattingly. He'll take the 3, deep one, can't get it, tipped around, and nice play, and it's hustle for is caught outside. Great hustle play by Zach Jackson, who steps into the ball game. Chaplin for 3, can't get it, tipped around and picked up by the Ravens. Smith, kick back outside with the drive down inside and an open look. Good ball movement. They're going to call a traveling violation, and Rose-Hulman will gain possession. Exactly 11 minutes to go in the first half. Still applying that 2-2-1 pressure are the Ravens. They'll do it the entire ball game if they can, just to slow down the ability for their team, the other team, to move the ball. And Rose-Hulman's had no problem breaking it, but they just slows down the tempo of the ball game. Kick outside, Farnsworth step in, can't get it to go, and the rebound comes out to Gaddis. Gaddis, he'll give it off to Hunt. Back to the outside is Huckabee. Smith with the basketball, stolen away. Jackson again with the good hands. He's picked up 2 steals on this one. With the 3-point shot up and no good was Chaplin. And Rose-Hulman's been able to do that most of the year. There's a potential travel. They didn't get that one. With it, Hunt with the basketball. And tied up on the outside, they're going to call the foul on Terry Hicks. So for Terry Hicks, that's his first foul. Willie Bowman into the ball game, and he'll replace Bradley Harden. 10:05 left to go here in the first half. Anderson with the 2-point lead, 15-13. Smith will hand it off again to Huckabee, and around the corner they'll give it up to Vanyo. And he traveled with the basketball inside, does Gavin Dowling, and they'll give the ball back to Rose-Hulman. These teams are really close right now. Neither team has an advantage on almost any level except the 2 points that Anderson has on the scoreboard that giving them the lead. Jackson feeds outside to Bowman. Back over to Jackson. They're going to feed Hicks down the low post. He's going to power this thing up. He does. Does he roll in? No, he doesn't. Fought for and tipped out of bounds. It'll be Anderson basketball as Hicks tipped it out. Good power move by Hicks, but a lot of bodies there and a lot of contact. Just everybody's going straight up. So an opportunity for Rose-Hulman to tie the score goes awry, and Anderson with the basketball. Mattingly kicked down outside. The big fella Dowling for the three-point attempt doesn't get it to go, and a rebound goes out to McGowan. Bowman feeds inside. Here's Hicks, looks to the outside. Open look for Chaplin. He'll step in, take the 10-footer, get it. It's Chaplin for two, and it's a tie score at 15 all. 8:56 left to go in the first half. Smith will drive all the way to the bucket, put it up and in. That's a good, tough play by Camden Smith, the junior from West Lafayette. Anderson with that, again, the 2-point lead. Jackson will break the pressure, gives it to Hicks and over to Chaplin. Again, the zone, it's not causing Rose-Hulman problem getting the shots. They just haven't had a lot of them fall. They've had open looks. Bowman for three. He gets that one in, and Rose-Hulman takes the lead, 18-17. Smith crosses up Jackson a little bit. They had an open backdoor cut, and he couldn't see him because Jackson was on top of him. Huckabee. Lost ball out of bounds. It remains Anderson basketball. 12 seconds, a timeout on the floor. It's 18-17. Rose-Hulman in the lead when we return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
Here at Mossy Oak Properties, Indiana Land and Lifestyle, we know hunting property, and our agents have the skills to close the deal. But what is it that separates us from others? We have field experience. We speak the language. We use targeted marketing. We cast a wide net, and we have local contacts. When it comes to buying or selling your hunting ground, let's just say, we're killing it.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
18-17, Rose-Hulman took the lead, and with 7:54 left to go here in the first half. This game has been back and forth the entire way, although the Ravens have led for a majority, but only by 2 points to 6 points. And again, Rose-Hulman cut that 6-point lead with 2 quick possessions with about 15 minutes to go in the first half. Ball tipped out, 4-3-2. Here comes the shot clock right down the lane. Can't get it to go, and a rebound comes out. Simon Blair yanks that one down. Harden with the basketball. He'll feed inside. McGowan kicks it out. Bowman for 3. Can't get it. Board is up and picked up by Ivanko. Ivanyo with the drive. Got it up. Can't get it to go. He didn't hit the rim. Avagno with an excellent job on the drive, just couldn't put it in the hole. Back outside, Chaplin, good ball rotation, Harden for three. He gets a three, and Rose-Hulman leads 21-17, their largest lead of the ball game. Outside shot, Huckabee pounds one in, and it's 21-20. Harden with that basketball. Almost stolen away. Chaplin to Harden. They're going to feed it in. Blair, open look, didn't take it. Open look for Bowman for three. Can't get it. Rebound to McGowan. Almost stolen away. Bowman with the drive. He'll step through, put it up and in. Willie Bowman for two. It's 23-20, Rose-Hulman. Avagno. Mattingly gives it up and down to Dowling on the low baseline. He's trying to back down. McGowan does so. Had an open look. Short hook. Got it in, and it's a 1-point ball game. Again, Rose-Hulman hasn't had any problem breaking the pressure, but Anderson's just literally standing with it. They're slowing down the process of Rose-Hulman bringing the ball up the floor. Harden steps through to drive, and he's fouled in a blocking foul. So it'll be Rose-Hulman basketball underneath. Number 3 into the ball game for Anderson is Brayton Kane. That's the first time we've seen the senior from Anderson in Indiana. Again, Brayton Kane into the ball game, along with two others players that we've seen before, which would be Shropshire, and I missed the other one coming in. A little shorter lineup for Anderson, a little aggressive. Tough pass, and shouldn't have given that one. It's tipped out of bounds. It'll be Rose-Hulman basketball. 11 on the shot clock. 5:32 left to go here in the first half. And they're going to wipe the perspiration off the floor as Bowman hit it pretty hard. Right in front of the Anderson bench. Again, Rose-Hulman this year has won 5 straight ball games. And their biggest set of wins in a row, and it's really been good. Harden drives the lane, loses the basketball. Hunt picks it up. And a fast break opportunity for Anderson. Avagno with the drive, puts it up. He's fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Tate Avagno, leading scorer for Anderson. And he'll step to the line. It's only the 4th team foul on the Engineers. The Ravens have 2 on the board. We want to thank today's sponsors of the game: Goshen H&R Block, Great Dane, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Mossy Oak Properties, Riddell National Bank, and Sponsler Insurance. York Automotive is our transportation specialist that we use at Indiana Sports Network, and they have locations in 5 different Indiana towns, and it's Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. Bradley Harden with the basketball in a forecourt. He'll give it up to Chaplin. Pump fake. They're going to use the Blair screen. Open look for Bowman in a corner. He puts another one in. And Willie Bowman's 3-point plays have kept Rose-Hulman in this one, and they actually have that 2-point lead back again. Feed to the outside to Shropshire. Kane feeds the outside, and the shot is missed by Huckabee. Rebound comes out. Here comes Harden on the break. Potential double team. He'll feed down low. Here's McGowan. Feeds up and gets fouled. They'll finally call that one. A lot of contact has been made on the inside for McGowan in this ball game, and he hasn't been bailed out with any foul calls. This one he gets, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. 11 points already for Willie Bowman. 4 for Max Chaplin, 8 points for Bradley Harden. They're the leading scorers for Rose-Hulman. Anderson at this time, scoring-wise, 10 points for Avagno, 6 points for Huckabee, 4 each for Dowling and Smith. Shots up and good. Again, Rose-Hulman with the lead now. 27-24, the Engineers with the lead. Hunt feeds it outside to Kane, and Kane will drive the lane, puts a shot up off the glass, can't get it. Hicks with the rebound. Yes, he pulls it down. Bowman, who's had the hot hand. Pump fake, feeds down low. Here comes McGowan, puts it up, can't get it. Hicks battling and immediately picked up that time. A nice play by Avagno. He'll drive the lane, puts the shot up and in. You really don't want to give Tate Avagno any space to get the ball or drive with it because he is dangerous right now. 27-26, Rose-Hulman with the lead. Back into the ball game for Rose-Hulman, Kobe Stoudemire. Point guard will try to use the Hicks screen off the top. Harden. Stoudemire for three. He hits one. A big shot, and it's 30-26, Rose-Hulman. 3:15 left to go in the first half. Huckabee fed outside to Shropshire. It turns the corner off of Harden, almost lost out of bounds. Avagno hits another bomb three, and it's 30-29. And he is on fire. He just keeps shooting them, and they just keep going in. What a nice-looking guard. Harden feeds outside. Bowman, does he have the hot hand? He does, and answers the call with another three. It's 33-29, Rose-Hulman. 2:40 left to go in the first half. Kane outside to Avagno. And for Rose-Hulman, they're going to have to put somebody on him, and that Stoudemire in the low post is not going to do it. He scores on him, and Avagno scores. It's a 2-point ball game, 33-31. Terry Hicks tried to get there in the post, just couldn't make it there quick enough to get a hand up and block the shot. Stoudemire working off the high screen. Here's Harden, feeds in. Hicks open for 10, got it. Terry Hicks for 2 points. It's 35-31. Shropshire, here's Hunt down the low post. He drives, gets an easy bucket as he had Hicks off balance and lays it in. Stoudemire to Harden. Back to Stoudemire. 1:35 left to go in the first half. Stoudemire could have taken that one. Bowman for another three, can't get it. Tipped up, Hicks with the rebound. He follows and sticks it in the hole. It's 37-33, Rose-Hulman. 1:15 left to go in the first half, and a timeout's been called by Anderson. We'll take one as well. Rose-Hulman leads 37-33.
The Fellowship of Christian Athletes has the mission of leading every coach and every athlete into a growing relationship with Jesus Christ and His church. Through camps and huddles, character coaches, and special events, we are making an impact in West Central Indiana. Check out where you can get involved at our website, wcindianafca.org. FCA, we are the heart and soul in sports.
4 years ago, I drove my daughter to Riddell National Bank, where she opened her savings account. Today, she's still saving money. My relationship with Riddell is better than ever, too. No other bank focuses on relationships as much as they do. I can count on them for small business loans when I need them. Riddell National Bank helps small business owners and their families grow, both financially and personally. Riddell National Bank, making friends since 1885.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Welcome back to Hulbert Arena on the campus of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. It's 37-33. The Fighting Engineers with the lead over the Ravens here with 1:15 left to go in the first half. And my partner, Walter Gordon, just showed up. He's had some travel difficulties. That's why I've been by myself here in the first half. But his question was, who's guarding Avagno? And my answer was probably nobody, as he has 17 points. He is an outstanding player, but he shot the ball extremely well. And he's still on the floor looking for the ball inside. Vuk Juric is checked into the ball game for Rose-Hulman. Outside. Smith in the post, and he couldn't get it to fall. Juric with that rebound. That was a big time play that time. Harden got posted up, but didn't give it up. And Smith couldn't put it in the basket. Harden outside to Chaplin. Looking to get a good ball reversal. We'll see what happens on this one. Harden looking inside. Juric. Low post, he's open. Will he take it? Kicks it out. Bowman inside, and he just gets it tipped away. A nice play that time by Dowling. Got his hand on it with the drive. Smith scores. And it's 37-35, a 2-point lead for Rose-Hulman, and they'll run this thing all the way down here at the end of the first half. 12 seconds on the game clock. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open look for Hicks. He got hit, and they didn't call it. Looked like he got hit on that one. His arm flailed to the right side, and Rose-Hulman will take it 2-point lead into halftime, 37-35 over the Anderson Ravens. And we'll be back for our halftime report in just a moment. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
Grace Clinic Health Professional. Affordable, compassionate, comprehensive healthcare for the whole family. In Terre Haute and Greencastle.
Today's vehicles often require additional procedures such as computer scans for even simple repairs. This ensures that your crash avoidance system and distance sensors are functioning properly.
At Honey Creek Collision, we invest in the latest equipment and technology and provide continuing education for our technicians to ensure a high quality and safe repair.
Honey Creek Collision is a second-generation, family-owned and operated business that you can trust.
So when your insurance company asks, tell them you're going to Honey Creek Collision.
You're watching college basketball on the Indiana Sports Network.
There was a time when your local pharmacy defined your community. Before the days of long lines and drive-through national chains, pharmacists gave your health personal attention, and you're always met with a familiar face. Back then, your questions were always answered, even when you forgot to ask. In Brazil, Indiana, that friendly local pharmacy has always been Lynn's Pharmacy since 1872. We are a modern pharmacy with the latest technology, still deliver that old-fashioned, friendly personal service today. Experience the tradition with your family at Lynn's Pharmacy in downtown Brazil.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
It's time for the halftime report on the Indiana Sports Network.
And welcome back to Terre Haute, Indiana, in the Hulbert Arena on the campus of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. And when we look at this one, and I guess we'll scoot over this way just a little bit, I guess. But when you're looking at this one right now, Rose-Hulman and Anderson are virtually tied in almost every aspect of this ball game. And when you're looking at the team statistics, rebounding just a hair to Rose-Hulman. Free throw percentage is going to go to Anderson. In time with the lead, it's 10:55 for Anderson and 8:22 for Rose-Hulman. Rose-Hulman has tended to lead towards the end of the first half. They found themselves in a 6-point hole early in the ball game. Fought right back, got it right down to 2 points. And this has been a great ball game in the first half.
We'd have a really good ball game tonight between two of the, upper echelon teams in the conference. Obviously, Anderson #1, but Rose-Hulman, a team, that many think could end up winning the conference tournament if if they play well. So these two teams, you mentioned being evenly matched, and the one thing that we kind of talk about with Rose-Hulman a lot is defense. Everything's starting on that defensive end of the court, and the Anderson Ravens are so explosive offensively, and they can score in bunches as we've seen in the first half. I think Coach Sales taking the timeout, inserting a couple of guys. You're looking at Chaplin coming in, you're looking at Hicks coming in, you're looking at Farnsworth coming in. Those are some guys going to play dividends in a multitude of ways. And when I talk about defense, I'm really eyeing Isaac Farnsworth as someone who could potentially guard Avagno. And that's why I was asking you who drew the assignment. I was listening in the car. Obviously, I'm not supposed to be looking at the phone while I don't have a dash mount, or else I would have been. But I'm trying to figure out who got the assignment on Avagno, and that's the thing that I was really concerned about and was wondering.
Well, nobody really. The thing is, the ball movement rotation that Anderson's had, they've switched off on him, and when they've switched off on him, they found different people on him. He shot the ball over and in people's face, and he hits them. And the other thing is, I'm really impressed with the way he's driven towards the basket, and when he drives, he's even more dangerous than when he just shoots it outside. He's an extremely good and talented guard, and probably could play the next level up for sure. I mean, he's an extremely good basketball player, and again, just real consistent in what he does.
And when you look at trying to have a defensive scouting report, that's the guy that's going to be based around, I think, the second leading scorer in the conference. Looking at somebody that scores about 18 points a game, can do it a multitude of ways. That's why, your defensive principles of being able to fight through some screens. You know that Anderson's going to spread it, they're going to pick it, they're going to rub off those screens, they're going to have cutting action all over the place for 40 minutes of basketball. So you've got to be true to your defensive principles, get through some of those screens so that you're not getting lost and you don't have that matchup of one of our bigs on Avagno, and they've got virtually no shots to either come out to the three or keep them from the basket. So, second half, you give up 35 points at a half. That's not awful, but I'd love to see Rose-Hulman be able to keep Anderson 30 points at the most here in the second half. And that's asking a lot, but you're going to have to limit that production and do a little bit better job defensively.
To the credit of both these teams, they've played a very good half of basketball on both sides. 6 turnovers, one direction and 4 the other. And when I say that, Anderson with 6 turnovers, Rose-Hulman with 4, and then you have the fouls are virtually the same. The points in the paint, though, surprisingly go to Anderson instead of to Rose-Hulman, because Willie Bowman has shot the ball well enough on the outside, and with a couple of those rebounds, they kicked it back out, and again, a couple extra shot opportunities. When you're looking teams scoring-wise, statistically, from three-point range, Rose-Hulman is 7 of 15.
And the question for me, looking at that number, and I saw that, I'm like, okay, can you do that for another 20 minutes? And are you going to go 7 of 15 again or thereabouts, or is it going to be 2 for 11, 2 for 12? And that's, so can you duplicate that? And that, I would, that's why I'm harping on defense, because that's something that is easier to control than the way the ball bounces, in my estimation.
Well, part of it is being controlled with who shoots it from 3, and right now Willie Bowman is 4 of 8. And he's shooting the ball very well. It's 50% from three-point range. You do that, you're going to have a chance to win ball games because he's consistent in what he does. The other thing is they've gone inside out. It hasn't been just throw the ball around the outside. They've put the ball in the low post, but the pass from the post outside has been to Rose-Hulman's advantage because they've been able to, even if the first guy doesn't get it, the quick ball rotation around the horn, and you find an open look. And that's where they've scored. They've been consistent in doing that. Bowman is 5 of 9 from the field, and again, 4 for 8 from three-point range. Bradley Harden, 2 of 2, and each time he took a three-point shot, he was wide open, and that's good ball movement. And it started on the inside, and they put the ball into McGowan's hands. He has not scored in the way he has in previous ball games because they've immediately double-teamed him. He's only 1 for 2 from the line. He's missed a couple shots from the floor, but McGowan has just had a rough time and a lot of physical play on the inside. And with that physical play, that's not necessarily his forte, but at the same time, he gets a call or two in the second half, could totally change this ball game and what's going on. We're at halftime here at Holbert Arena on the campus of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, and we'll be back after we pause for these commercial breaks here at halftime.
Protect the things that matter most to you. Brian Sponsler, localizing 25 years of insurance experience to bring you and your family better coverage for less. Brian Sponsler Insurance for auto, home, life, and business.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021, Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people
in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
At Indiana Land and Lifestyle, we go to great depths to list and sell your property. If your agent isn't willing to go to these depths,
6 acres with bass,
to list and sell your property, don't you think that's a little fishy?
And there's fish everywhere. Oh! And snapping turtle!
For all your Indiana land needs, check us out at indianalandandlifestyle.com.
Oh, that's gross.
This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
Protect the things that matter most to you. Brian Sponsler, localizing 25 years of insurance experience to bring you and your family better coverage for less. Brian Sponsler Insurance for auto, home, life, and business.
I'm All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor for York Automotive. York is my #1 pick for your next car, truck, or SUV. Shop from over 600 vehicles at YorkAutomotive.com today.
You're #1 at York.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Really a great first half, and you're thinking about this ball game, 37-35, and both teams have led about the same amount. A 4-point lead for Rose-Hulman at one point, a 7-point lead for Anderson at another point, but both teams battled back, and it's been basically ebb and flow back and forth the entire time. It's a great ball game to watch.
It really is, and it seems like that's the way a lot of Anderson's games have gone this season, and really the same for Rose-Hulman as these two teams pretty evenly matched, and giving the viewers something to enjoy as a good product of basketball on the floor tonight. Sometimes the game is kind of ugly, kind of sloppy, kind of rugged. This game's got a little bit of a flow to it. There's a physical nature as well, and it's very enjoyable to watch so far.
Really been impressed with Gavin Dowling on the inside, not because he's the greatest player in the world, but because he takes up a lot of space for Anderson.
Right.
They use and utilize him very well when he's in the ball game because he gives them an inside presence that without him, they really lack an inside presence. And they're very quick and agile, but that big physical guy, you need to have somebody like that. And for Rose-Hulman, when Gavin Dowling's in the ball game, they're going to put somebody in like Luke Jurek, or and again, Miles McGowan had him the first couple times down the floor, and Dowling just backed him right down in and scored. So, sometimes that you look, height is the match, and sometimes it isn't. It's girth.
Sure.
And I'll tell you what, he's a big fella. And when he gets the ball in that low post, he backs you down, and he can create some real damage. But, again, it's come down to the two guards playing well. And right now it's Willie Bowman, the senior from Germantown, Ohio for Rose-Hulman, who's been very effective from the outside. He has 14 points. Again, 4 of 8 shooting three-point wise from the floor. And for Anderson, Tate Ivano, who's just been a stellar performance for them. And Ivano, 17 points of that, 3 for 4 from three-point range, and 4 for 4 from the foul line. Yeah. He just doesn't miss much.
He doesn't, and you got to keep somebody in front of him. I don't care, if they throw a million screens at you, have got to fight through those. Keep a hand in his face. You get a sliver, you get the wrong matchup, and it's a bucket. When you look at Miles McGowan, you mentioned him. You got to play with more physicality. You got to meet force with force. Sometimes you got to play through that contact to be able to get that bucket. 0 points in the first half. He'll be double digits by the end of the game. I'm not really worried about that. The one thing that a couple of numbers for Miles that I look at that I really I'm happy to see. 15 minutes played, 0 fouls in the first half. We need him on the floor. He'll get his points. He'll get his shots to go down. We need him on the floor.
I will say part of that is because they've let him play on the inside. It hasn't been for a lack of contact.
First game was the same way.
Both
Very
sides,
physical.
they're just banging them inside.
Right.
And they've let McGowan get away with a couple. They've also let Dowling get away with a couple. And with that, it's kind of even out in the process. Well, both teams have assembled at their respective benches, getting their last kind of advice from their coaches as to how they want to play this thing in the second half. And I can guarantee you, Anderson's just going to keep the pressure on and try to score.
They are, and that's what they do. They pressure you defensively with the token press, and then with their zone that they try to create havoc that way, and then they pressure you by scoring. At times it feels like at will. When you look at the multitude of guys that can bring and score a variety of ways, tough to cover them. But Rose-Hulman is going to have to find a way in these last 20 minutes. That zone that Anderson plays will give you wide open shots. You can't double team the post and get to the outside. Good ball movement, as Rose-Hulman did in the first half, will lead to wide open shots.
And we're ready to start this second half. 20 minutes up on the clock. And with it, taking the basketball to open this second half will be Rose-Hulman. They'll have first possession in the second half. Chaplin back into the ball game, and they're going with a little bit different lineup as Stoudemire is going to take a seat to start the second half, although he played very well in this ball game. It's Bradley Harden with the basketball. He'll bring it up for Rose-Hulman. Nice look. Harden, potential open. He's going to duck it under and scoop it up, and tipped in by, looked like Simon Blair.
Simon Blair, yeah.
Get a couple of those guys right under the basket in an area I can't see numbers.
I know.
Smith with the basketball.
Kind of look at the guy who raises his hand first.
It's Gaddis, now Hunt, back to Smith. Smith, second leading scorer for Anderson. They're going to feed down into the big guy underneath, and Dowling. Dowling goes up, can't get it, tipped away and picked up by Bowman.
Great job by McGowan not to go for that first bump fake.
Willie with the basketball, feed down low into McGowan. He'll drive, he'll shoot, he can't get it. He'll look for his rebound, doesn't get it as well. And Alex Hunt, the 6'6" guy from Noblesville, pulls it. Nice strip that time by Chaplin as he stripped Gaddis on the way to the basket. Willie Bowman for three.
And I tell you what, you put your head down there when you look at Anderson. Couldn't quite get out there in a transition. Ivano just kind of put his head down knowing he gave up that three.
Oh, potential charge it is. And Bowman with two big plays on back-to-back possessions.
Bowman with his size, his length, his speed, really gives Rose-Hulman an extra wrinkle. You look at Chaplin and Bowman together. It's something that the conference hasn't seen a whole lot of. Having those two weapons, you can space the floor with those two shooters in the opposite corners.
And the other thing is Bowman has hit the rest of his game has come along so quickly here at the end of his senior season. You wish he had another year or two.
I know.
Harden off the screen from McGowan. Looking, feeds outside. Bowman steps inside, had an open look. It's Harden, feed inside, doesn't get it, and it's up, and they're going to call him a foul that time. Finally get a foul call on the low post.
Yeah, they got him that time as, you know, sometimes you think that they're going to get away with it. You got that whistle to give. It's 2 free throws by McGowan. It'd be nice to see him see the ball go through the bucket. I think that would help him out a little bit.
He was 1 for 2 the last time he was at the line. Puts his first one in as well. We want to thank Goshen H&R Block, Great Dane, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Mossy Oak Properties, Riddell National Bank, Sponsor Insurance, and York Automotive. And 2 for 2 on that possession.
Blair almost got his hand in the net. Very close to disqualifying that free throw maker.
Rose-Hulman has jumped out to a 9-point lead. It's 44-35, and the defense we're talking about has really started to play that time. Harden on the low post, and that time Smith got the best of him. He had him down there in the first half and didn't score. This time he puts it in the basket.
Smith just bullied him a little bit, gave him a little chicken wing, a little strength by Smith. Got him that bucket.
Harden trying to use the Blair screen. Pulls up from 10 short. Rebound McGowan. He puts it up and he's going to get the held ball.
Yeah, and that's going to go the other way. He's going to have some substitutions. Harden just uncharacteristically short on that elbow jumper there.
Huckabee, Shropshire, and Mattingly back into the ball game for Anderson. 7-point lead for Rose-Hulman. Their largest has been 9. Smith, feet outside. Avagno, and they're stepping up on him now.
Yeah.
Chaplin's really on him, right in his grill.
Ooh, good crossover.
Nice job. Open look for Smith in the corner. He got it to go.
That's what you can't do, Herb. You cannot leave the three-point shoot. You want to give up a contested 2? Okay, make that. Do not come off the 3. That's where I disagree with that. You know, I'm not coming off that three-point shooter in the corner, especially if it's Cam Smith.
Chaplin to Harden. Inside, Blair, outside, it's Bowman, pulls up, looked at feed, got an open look for Chaplin. 4-3, Chaplin fires one up, then it's nothing. Mattingly with the drive, open layup, and the score's back down to a 2-point lead. And the ebb and flow of this one.
Another timeout.
Timeout. Rose-Hulman will take one as well. Rose leads 44-42.
H&R Block is your tax preparation service experts, no matter how you file. Sue Jones and Associates offer all tax preparation and all the tax services you need, not only at tax time, but throughout the year. Get your hometown tax help from Sue Goshen's H&R Block, located in Brazil, across from the courthouse.
I'm All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor for York Automotive. York is my #1 pick for your next car, truck, or SUV. Shop from over 600 vehicles at yorkautomotive.com today.
You're #1 at York.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
At Lynn's Pharmacy.
Well, Rose-Hulman comes out and immediately lengthens their lead to 9, and immediately it's shut down by Anderson, and it's back to a 2-point lead.
A couple of defensive stops, and then you get a bucket on the offensive possession, and all of a sudden you're just down that one possession. They come at you so quickly. Anderson does, and it's just the ability that they have to score in rapid fire is just tough to keep up with.
Well, we haven't mentioned Coach Carter Collins in his first season, and again, Coach Nick Sales is in his first season. And both these guys have their team in the tournament, and they're both playing very well.
Yes, playing very well. Both teams are.
Harden feeds outside, back to Harden.
Faster ball movement on this offensive end. Looks like a double team that catch by McGowan.
Bowman with the drive, pumps, loses the basketball, pumps, throws it up again, doesn't get anything, and Rose-Hulman misses the basket again. They've had a couple air balls and short shots. And that's to Anderson's credit. They played good defense. Big, long three, and he cans that thing, and that's Elijah Mattingly, the freshman from Beech Grove.
Yeah, he's got great length. When you look at him, Herb, kind of wiry, and he shot that from great distance.
Lead changes, and Anderson with the lead. Inside, and a nice feed by Harden.
Move the ball, get downhill. You got a 2-on-1 situation, just like they did.
McGowan puts it in. It's 46-45, Rose-Hulman with the drive on the outside. And again, they're going to rush at him this time, and Hicks hit him on the drive.
Tough matchup when you're looking at some of these guys and their three-point shooting ability.
And again, you talked about length, and there it is. 46-45, Rose-Hulman with the lead when we return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools. We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service, dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
Protect the things that matter most to you. Brian Sponsler, localizing 25 years of insurance experience to bring you and your family better coverage for less. Brian Sponsler Insurance for auto, home, life, and business. H&R Block is your tax preparation service experts no matter how you file. Sue Jones and Associates offer all tax preparation and all the tax services you need, not only at tax time, but throughout the year. Get your hometown tax help from Sue Goshen's H&R Block, located in Brazil, across from the courthouse.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
15:23 left to go in the second half as most of these teams break their huddle. We want to thank our camera operators for this evening, Kanan Harper, Nathan Cowan, and Amy Metcalf. The video technician for this evening's ball game is Keith Lawson. We're produced and directed by Tony Harper. And again, we are the Indiana Sports Network.
Rose-Hulman coming out defensively with a smaller, more agile lineup. Let's see how this works.
Well, that's a big fella on the inside. There's the three-point shooter. He misses this one, and the rebound comes out to Jordan Gaddis. What I'm telling you.
Good hands by Stoudemire.
Mattingly tries. Ball's tipped around and picked up. Nice play by Terry Hicks. Stoudemire. Harden, open look for three. A deep one, but he can't get it. Rebound tipped up. Farnsworth scores on the rebound basket.
Harden was able to step right into that three, just a little bit deep there. And it was a great opportunity for the offensive rebound there. And Farnsworth, very opportunistic bucket, and a chance for a three-point play. I just don't think that Rose-Hulman defensively is going to be able to play. And I don't want to sound critical, but you're playing McGowan and Blair together defensively. It's a tough to cover these three-point shooters the way Anderson runs their offense. So we'll see, what kind of matchups we get for the duration.
Avagno, there's a hold by Chaplin.
Kind of a bear hug, wasn't it?
It looked almost like the Super Bowl play last Sunday. 14:30 left to go here in the second half. 3-point Rose-Hulman lead. Again, Chaplin's taking him. Three-point shot is up and good that time by Fred Shropshire, the junior from Springfield, Ohio.
Just shooting the ball from every spot on the floor. You got to cover everything with these guys.
1-point Rose-Hulman lead.
Ball's got to get in the middle.
Chaplin looks, open look for Harden. He didn't take it. He'll drive. Crossed it up. Terry Hicks tipped it. It's out of bounds, and it will be Anderson basketball.
You dribble the ball in the middle. You have to know what you're going to do. You stop Your momentum is gone. You're going to get the ball tipped away from you. If you're going to dribble in there, and we're going to remember that a clock issue. If you're going to dribble the ball into the middle and stop at that free throw line, you're just asking for trouble. Pass the ball into the middle. Let that will it be Farnsworth or Hicks, whoever happens to be at the free throw line area, because they're going to double team that touch. If you can start your offense from there and get some quick rotations, few passes, you can find a shot somewhere.
1 point Engineer lead. Anderson with the basketball. Looking for that step back.
Boy, oh boy.
Wow, what a long one. Hicks with a big board for Rose-Hulman. Harden. Inside, Farnsworth turns around, shoots it right in your eye, but doesn't get it in the basket. Mattingly with the rebound.
Great team rebounding, the block out. Both guys from the Ravens rising to make sure they secure that one.
Mattingly again with the drive. This time he's shoved by Farnsworth. He'll pick up the foul.
Yeah, that wasn't quite necessary there. Yeah, we were in pretty good position. I didn't know if I was going to be on Stoudemire on the reach or Farnsworth on the push. They got Farnsworth. Move your feet defensively. Move your feet. Got to be able to stay in front of these guys. Boy, I'm telling you, Mattingly loves that deep three, doesn't he?
He does.
And he kind of, the way he shoots the ball, it's not a very quick release. Kind of sets that thing in his palm.
But he has a lot of height.
Yes, he does.
And
That's what gives him the extra time that he needs.
He's going to be up in the air, and unless you're a big guy, you're not going to be able to guard him out front.
Just a freshman, 6'7".
Mattingly. Fred Shropshire back to Mattingly for three, and he got that one in.
And a flop.
And they're going to call.
Yeah, on Mattingly. Mattingly's teammates coming around.
It's a technical. It's not a flop. It's a technical because he said something.
That's right. It's not the warning. Well, the official did the movement, I thought.
No, he did this one. He stuck it together for the tee. That's what I saw anyhow. And don't mean to contradict you.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, you can have an extra cookie for that one. Max Chapman will go to the line. Rose-Hulman trails by 2. Gets the first one in. Rose-Hulman with the basketball.
Dowling doing a great job of keeping Mattingly away from the official a couple of times there, is telling him to, hey, young man, just cool your jets. Stay away from the official. Don't say anything else. A little bit extra pressure here by Anderson.
Farnsworth.
Oh, boy.
Almost lost that one.
Almost turned right into a trap.
Farnsworth to Chaplin. Again, really trying to match that zone up. Harden down the middle. Open look.
Yeah.
Got the roll. At a 1 point Rose-Hulman lead. This game has gone back and forth. Somebody picks up a couple point lead and all of a sudden the other team comes back. Smith on the outside. Gaddis gives it up to Mattingly. Mattingly trying to drive on a traveled with the basketball. Great play by Kobe Stoudemire.
And that's Kobe's just a strength. He's going to get low in his stance. You're not going to be able to power him down. He's very strong. He's at a strong base. And Mattingly kind of just lost his momentum, lost his feet, end up traveling with the basketball. Dead ball turnover, so I know they don't want the turnover, but at least it wasn't a live ball situation for Anderson.
Harden looking on the inside. We're going to use this screen. Stoudemire turns the corner. Had somebody open. They're going to feed it out to Bowman. To Stoudemire.
Right
open look and tipped. And almost saved out of bounds. But
and that's that length. That's that length of Mattingly.
10 seconds on the shot clock when we return. 11:59 left to go in the ball game. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
It could be anyone. The star student. The all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
(52-51). The Fighting Engineer with a 1-point lead in the basketball.
You know, Anderson started the second half like they did the first, and that's red hot offensively. 6 of 9 from the field to start the second half and through the first 8 minutes. And that's the same thing they did in the first half. We'll see if Rose-Hulman defensively can kind of shut that down a little bit. 10 seconds on the shot clock to get your look.
Looking inside, Hicks tried to get that open in the middle, couldn't do it. Harden, feed down low to Terry Hicks, had a chance, and then it's stolen back. Smith had it, they're gonna say.
I was gonna say put 1 second up there. The shot clock should not have reset. Really nobody had possession.
And they're gonna talk this over. So we'll see what they decide here. And they're saying he did have possession.
Oh, wow. Coach Collins is beside himself.
So now with 28 seconds left to go on the shot clock. And Rose-Hulman with the basketball. 11:44 left to go in the second half. Bowman looks, feeds low. Here's Hicks. Pump, turns around. There's Harden. They're going to do it to Hicks again. And he's going to go down in there. They're going to travel to violate.
You have to go on the catch. You have to go on the catch. You get one bump to feel your defender, goes straight into your little half hook, your turnaround, your drop step, whatever it is. That was 2 times he got the ball there. He didn't go. He felt his defender, didn't go, led to a turnover. Boy, if you get that position, you got to make your move now.
11:30 left to go in the second half. Huckabee drives out of the baseline, stolen away by Harden. Got a break opportunity if they can push. They didn't get it quick enough. Willie Bowman lost it. Now he's open, and they're going to say double dribble.
No. Oh, wow.
Never control it.
He didn't catch the ball. It bounced off him.
Not
so
at
he
all.
Never had possession. I don't agree with that call. Wow.
So both coaches are going to disagree with the last two.
Sure. Evens out, I suppose, right?
I guess.
Still that 1-point lead for the Engineers after both plays.
Gillis tried to turn a corner.
Yeah. Oh, look at the foul, the double dribble. They got the foul. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
They got hit fighting through the screen for the foul before the travel. Yeah, okay. All right.
Wow. Interesting.
Yep.
You can't say it's boring. Smith, he'll take the big long one, doesn't get it. Rebound to Stoudemire. Kobe with the drive. He'll pull it back outside and look to get it away from him. Harden back to Stoudemire. Inside Farnsworth, 10-footer, nope. Oh, he was trying to dump it inside and got it caught. Stolen away again. For the two teams that are playing real offense. Defensive look. Should have been a rotate. Inside! Farnsworth misses the reverse layup. Had that opportunity. Open look. Huckabee got it. Bryson Huckabee, the freshman from Freeland, Michigan. 54-52. Now the lead is Anderson. Stoudemire, open look. Harden. Good ball reversal. There's the open look, and
Yeah.
they're going to get the three-point shot. Hitting was Alex Hunt, who ran into Willie Bowman on that shot, and Bowman will go to the line to shoot three.
How many players did we see on the floor in the last 2 or 3 trips down the floor?
Wow. And great defensive effort when we were supposed to see an offensive game in the second half. He missed the first one. He's going to have 2 more with a chance to tie.
Don't see that too often.
9:40 left to go in the ball game. He got that next one in.
A lot of subs both ways here, and
well, Avanya wasn't in the ball game, and so that will change the complexity of the offensive side for Anderson. They were expecting Mattingly to score several of the points. He did, but not to the effect of what Avanya would do.
He got a nice little breather.
9:35 left to go in the second half. Smith outside to Huckabee. Smith off the screen. That was a mover. They didn't call that one. Avanya, somebody's going to have to step out on him. Not like that. Missed it. Tipped.
Have to have that.
Good effort by Bowman. Couldn't chase it down. Huckabee ended up with it and feeds Hunt.
That's why you have to have it. Give up that offensive rebound, at 3 in the corner. Rose a big possession offensively here.
3-point lead for Anderson. Harden off the screen. Open look for Blair in the corner. Can't get it. Rebound. Tipped up. Fought for. Still tipped and picked up by the big guy, Dowling. 3-point lead for Anderson. Huckabee with the drive. Puts a shot up and got it, and he'll go to the line.
And that's the problem. That's the problem. It's tough to match up. You have our bigs out on the 3-point line, a couple dribbles. You got an and-one situation. And that's just a tough matchup. So once again, another freshman, Bryson Huckabee, 6'5", and the guy has some strength and a nice move to the basket there. You take out Alex Hunt, who's 6'6", bring in Mattingly, 6'7". This got length for days. I mean, you got to look all over the place.
And you have youth. The entire team is very young.
Like this lineup, don't you?
Really do.
Oh, you have to have that rebound, McGowan.
Needed to do that one. Now Huckabee working on McGowan. With the shot and score.
2 offensive rebounds in a row, 2 buckets. That's 5 points off of offensive rebounds in the last 2 trips, sir.
And a 7-point lead for Anderson. Feed inside. It's McGowan. Outside to Bowman. Pump. Steadies himself. Can't get it to go. Rebound comes out, and they're going to call a foul on Blair.
Yeah, I knew somebody was holding somebody. I couldn't tell who it was, though. I didn't know which, was it Blair holding or was it Anderson holding? I couldn't tell. So I knew somebody was getting held.
8:05 left to go in the ball game. It's 54-61. Anderson with the lead.
I mentioned Rose-Hulman and Anderson at 30 points in the second half. He got 24 so far. It's a tall task. Got to lock in defensively.
Avagno is matched up on the post with Chaplin, and he's done a nice job of keeping the ball away from him. Here's the back down again. Tough one. Rebound comes out to Blair, and he's fought over everybody to get that one. Dowling had a nice look at it, just didn't get it in the hole. Harden to Chaplin. Looking on the inside.
Move the ball quicker.
15 seconds left to go on that shot clock, and this is a tough one because he fed it. Blair inside, and it's blocked. Bowman, pump, got to shoot it. Chaplin, open look for 3, got it. Max Chaplin for 3, and the Rose-Hulman fans erupt. 61-57, the leads it back down to 4. Smith kicks it outside to Huckabee.
Wow.
And that's a 3-point shot. from the parking lot.
He had nothing going, just stopped his dribble and fired it. Just drilled it. My goodness. That was a big bucket.
Chaplin with the drive, shot up, missed it, rebound to Anderson, and a nice one by Elijah Mattingly, who's back into the ball game. Smith, Huckabee.
Oh,
wow, a deep one, and he gets another one.
Out.
Mattingly with a big one.
Mercy.
Timeout, Rose-Hulman. It's a 10-point lead for Anderson when we return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
There is a greatness inside of you, a passion, a strength, a determination. So embrace it. Embrace the greatness that you bring to everything you do. Embrace the idea that you can do work that makes an impact, work that keeps the country moving forward and our economy strong. Because not everyone has what you have, and that's exactly what connects you to all of us at Great Dane. There's greatness inside of you. Are you ready to embrace it?
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
10-point lead for the Anderson Ravens with 6:13 left to go in the ball game.
At the 12-minute mark, Herb, Anderson was 6 for 9 from the field. In the last, what is that, 6 minutes or so, they went 6 for 9 again. 12 for 18 from the field, 8 for 11 from deep.
Well, if you go 8 for 11, that's why they have a 10-point lead.
I mean, and these are deep looks.
Yeah, they're not good. And the last two were extremely deep.
Yep.
Harden feeds down, looking for it. Feed inside, Blair on the layup. Nice feed, a good layup. Cuts the lead to 8.
Good movement off the ball by Blair there. Is going to get the clock situation again. Is that what we got? What we have?
Looks like it. And Terry Hicks into the ball game for Rose-Hulman.
You know, these threes by Anderson are kind of demoralizing to your defense, but you have to keep playing. You know, hopefully they'll miss a couple. You get a rebound or two, and you can be right back in this basketball game, but you can't press offensively trying to match that and shoot deep threes yourself. Good.
Huckabee, there's Ivanyo back outside. Great block out by Willie Bowman. He just put his body on the line and got that one.
And there's a stop. Let's see if we can get a score.
Chaplin
feeds.
Nice short shot. Got it up and in. It's 6-point lead.
I don't know. I'm glad he made the shot, but with that much contact, right? You got to call somebody's foul.
Ivanyo. Huckabee's going to try to drive again. Took him down to the baseline the last time and didn't get anything, and there he threw it out of bounds.
Yeah.
That's a really nice defensive play for Rose-Hulman. They're playing very good on the inside, and they did not allow anybody. They didn't force a double team, and they just played it out.
Straight up defense. McGowan stayed down, didn't go for any fakes. Leads to a turnover. That's 2 stops in a row.
6-point lead for Anderson. Bowman back outside to Harden.
Just move the ball.
Chaplin. Harden, crossover, drive, inside look, and a layup. And the Rose-Hulman has decided to take it right at him in the post. And they've done so the last 3 times and cut the lead to 4. Outside.
Stay home, Max.
Back out, and again, look who's on Mattingly. They got Hicks on him outside. He almost stole it away. They're going to say it could have been a double dribble on that, but it was knocked away. Smith on the inside, and he looked like he potentially walked with it. Big three-point shot on the outside by Huckabee.
This kid is clutch. What massive threes he's hit in the second half. Mercy.
7-point lead, 3:50 left to go. Rose-Hulman needs some points. Here comes Hicks. Does he get it? No. Tipped around, picked up. It's Bowman. Back out to Hicks. Pump. Here's Bowman. He'll drive, and he gets it knocked away.
Yeah, he lost it.
Open look, Giles. He'll take the three. Doesn't get it. Rebound out to Rose-Hulman, and pushing it up the floor is not a bad idea right now.
If that would have gone down.
I know. Here it comes. Bowman looking for Hicks. He'll give it out to Max Chaplin. Chaplin with the drives. Floater down the lane. Can't get it to go, and a rebound comes out to Mattingly, and they'll finally call a foul on Rose-Hulman. This one will go against Max Chaplin.
He just went up and sucked that in. Just woo, big-time plays.
Timeout on the floor. Rose-Hulman trails by 7. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
Grace Clinic Health Professional. Affordable, compassionate, comprehensive healthcare for the whole family. In Terre Haute and Greencastle.
Today's vehicles often require additional procedures such as computer scans for even simple repairs. This ensures that your crash avoidance system and distance sensors are functioning properly.
At Honey Creek Collision, we invest in the latest equipment and technology and provide continuing education for our technicians to ensure a high quality and safe repair.
Honey Creek Collision is a second-generation, family-owned and operated business that you can trust.
So when your insurance company asks, tell them you're going to Honey Creek Collision.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
70-63. 3:05 left to go in the ball game here in the second half. And again, Rose-Hulman needs a couple. They need a three or basically 2 defensive stops right in a row here.
You got to get stops.
They got to get them.
Mattingly with that rebound on one end is going to lead to free throws, a 1-on-1 situation here. If they can get a miss, get a defensive rebound, and go up the court. And I just go back to those 2 back-to-back possessions where Rose gave up offensive rebounds, got a 3 and a 2. Really started to expand that lead at that point, and Rose just really hasn't recovered. Got it down to 4, but just Anderson, we just can't give him a cushion. You know, you can't give them any kind of a working margin because they make you play so perfectly to try to regroup.
Well, Mattingly has played very well off the bench to the point where if you're going to give almost like that, it's not the player of the game, but he's the guy, the difference maker in this one. I can tell you that. Feed inside Farnsworth with the speed, and he throws it to the bench.
Nobody there. He thought somebody would be in the corner. Nobody was there.
9-point lead for Anderson. 2:45, and now full court pressure is going to be applied by Rose-Hulman.
Now you think about who is there somebody that you can foul?
Is there somebody you can take the ball away from too? They're looking at it. Smith trying to trap. They've got a man open. Huckabee, he'll just ice in his veins, tries to pull that one off and doesn't get it in. Chaplin, immediate move. Down the lane, he'll drive, he'll shoot, he's fouled, he'll go to the line.
A lot of ball there, but some body there by Ivanyo as Max able to get into the paint. The quick trip down the floor will lead to 2 free throws. Just a 15 foul on Anderson. You can see why they lead the conference, Herb.
You can, because offensively, multiple guys can shoot the ball.
Right.
And from deep range, too. The other thing I've noticed about them is huge amount of confidence late in the ball game. Nobody seems like gun shy at all. They're very young. I mean, you look, they're playing basically one senior has played in the ball game, and he hasn't played very much.
Remember we were talking about Rose-Hulman first half, 7 for 15 from 3. Can they duplicate that? Second half, 2 for 8.
That's what you said. If they go 2 for 8, they're in trouble, and that's exactly what's happened here. 8-point lead, 2:23. Desperately need a stop.
That's why it had to be defense, because I just, trying to keep up with this team. They're so explosive. That's not good. Now
and
you're scrambling
kicked it for the 3.
You scramble. They get you in that scramble drill, it's lights out. They've got shooters everywhere. They've got length everywhere. That's tough.
Biggest lead of the game for Anderson. Harden, open look. He's got to put it in, and he didn't get it down.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Just under 2 minutes to go, but just Anderson in full control. Everything they want to do. Oh boy, I thought he was going to. I thought he was going to let it fly.
No one would have thought a thing about it because, man, has he shot the ball. Mattingly has shot the basketball so well off the bench and done a great job. Foul on Terry Hicks, and going to the line will be number 5. That's Jordan Gaddis, the junior from Noblesville. So you look, starters, junior, sophomore, off the bench. It was freshman, junior, freshman. And when you say that, their top 8 players are all back for next year. Gaddis puts the first one in. Anderson up 12.
Just a solid performance. You're very impressive by Anderson. When you look at it, the rate. I haven't seen enough of their games to say this is an A game, B+, whatever. But this is a very, very solid performance by Anderson. When you look at what they've done here on the road today, they came in focused. They attacked. This is another block shot. Did everything they wanted to do here at the Holbert Arena, and they just really took it to Rose-Hulman for 40 minutes. And that's, trying to match shot for shot with Anderson for 40 minutes is so tough. So if you can't get stops and you're not getting defensive rebounds, you're giving yourself very little shot to beat them. You're going to have to, get defensive stops to be able to beat. Unless, now a team like Manchester. Manchester's a team that can shoot threes all day long when they're hot. They can put up 90 points. Rose-Hulman's not that type of team.
No.
They're going to put up 90 points. That's not their MO. So it's got to be on the defensive end. So when you look at Franklin on Friday, conference tournament next week, got to be defense if Rose-Hulman, really wants to make some noise.
And every error is magnified.
Yeah, it is. Pull that back out smartly by Mattingly.
And that's a
Runs
freshman.
Yeah.
Mattingly is a freshman, and he acts like he's a junior or senior.
Yeah. Runs some clock there. Is 51 seconds, and boy, 15-point lead. This just exploded. When you look at this lead, like I said, I go back to it. I'm going to say it again. It's the third time I'm saying this. Those back-to-back trips, those offensive rebounds, a corner 3, and a bucket at the rim. 5 points on back-to-back trips off of offensive rebounds by Anderson. I think before that, the lead was 1 possession. That was the beginning of the end.
51 seconds, it's 80-64, and Rose-Hulman has failed to score about the last 5 possessions.
Yeah. Just demoralized.
It isn't that they not just failed to score, and there they did. It's that Anderson has scored every time they've touched the ball. There's another one.
Pull it back out. There you go. When your opposition is dropping bombs from 35 feet, it takes so much out of you defensively. Like, man, what else can I do? You're not trained to step out to 35 feet to guard a shot. You're right at the 3-point line, somewhere around there, but you got a 6'7" freshman, a 6'5" freshman stepping out to 30, 33, 35 feet, and you're expecting me to come out there? I mean, that's your brain isn't wired that way. So just tough. You see some of those go down, kind of messes with you a little bit. So what a big win for Anderson here.
And they know it's a big win.
Yeah.
That's why they're celebrating, because they knew that this one was a tough one, because Rose-Hulman has played so well down the stretch.
Solidifies at least a share of the conference. So I don't know what the tiebreaker scenario is. They will at least, no matter what they do against Manchester on Friday, they will at least have a share of first place in the tiebreakers. If that's the case, if they lose that game, I don't know how that all works out, but good chance at hosting the conference tournament right
now. Well, in tiebreakers, as we talked about, you never know what's going to happen with all of them. They're lumped up in that top area, and Rose-Hulman will stay at least fourth.
Yeah.
They could drop to fifth with this loss and a couple of wins on the other side, but
Trancey's down.
Yes.
So that's why I was kind of looking at that score. They were down 10 points if they at home if they lose that game, so Rose-Hulman wouldn't drop if that's the case. If Trancey loses that game.
And if Hanover wins, they move up. They keep and solidify third place.
Yeah.
And again, it's starting to widen a little bit, and we knew this ball game was going to play a big difference. We were just hoping that Rose-Hulman could have some intensity level that at the end to do something with this one. But boy, you got to give Anderson a lot of credit.
Absolutely, they played. They played a fantastic ball game, and I think Coach Collins, will be very happy with the way they played today. He got contributions from his bench. The starting lineup did a good job getting Anderson off to a fast start. They started fast in both halves, and then were able to sustain. So it's not like they fell off the cliff after 7 good minutes. They just kept the pedal down in the second half. They were like sharks smelling blood in the water. They attacked, and I that's the way I love to see a team play. You got your opponent against the ropes. You put it on them and give no chance. Anderson gave no chance for Rose-Hulman to come back in this basketball game. A masterful performance. Hats off to Anderson.
Our next ball game for Indiana Sports Network is Vincennes Lincoln at South Vigo and Evansville North at North Vigo. We have a couple of high school games on a Tuesday and a Friday night, February 21st and the 24th. But if you look at Rose-Hulman, unless something drastic would happen where they have a tiebreaker basketball game, this would be our final men's basketball broadcast.
We could be here Sunday, though.
It could happen.
So we actually should be here Sunday.
Okay.
The way that with Trancey losing, we should be here Sunday. But we'll stay attention to the website. But I think we'll be here Sunday.
Yep. And if Rose-Hulman has another ball game, we'll bring it to you just as well. And we'll see what's going to happen on that one. Again, 80-66. It was Anderson over Rose-Hulman in a big ball game here in the HCAC. And if we have that game Sunday, when we should have it, should have a Rose-Hulman game here Sunday at 4 o'clock is when the game time would be. So we'll check that one out and be able to give you and tell you what's going on. And again, that would be depending on the next ball game, of course, at the end of the season. But we should have that ball game here at 4 o'clock if it proves. And that ball game will be posted on our website, our Facebook pages, and on Rose-Hulman's athletic page as well. As soon as it's posted, we'll let you know what's going on. And again, if Rose-Hulman is hosting a ball game, we'll have that for you live here on Indiana Sports Network. Well, partner, I'm glad you made it back in at least for the second half, and you're okay. Everything's fine. And we had a great ball game to watch. But Rose-Hulman falls to Anderson tonight, 80-66. Have a safe evening, and we'll see you hopefully this next Sunday.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network. This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.